place to play, Neyland Stadium. I spent a year there. I thought it was a wonderful time. We're going to expect a very tough contest from a very talented Tennessee team. I understand that there's an interim coach there. I understand what happened. I don't pay much attention to it. I know they're going to be emotionally ready. I know Brady Hoke as a coach. I have a lot of respect for him. I know he's going to have this team ready to go, but it's not going to be about them. It's going to be about us and how we prepare this week.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Tigers Roar. I'm Tommy Chrysan. The man singing Rocky Top would be named Jordy Hultberg. How are you doing, sir?
Silence that song forever. Jeez, I'm doing great. Happy early Thanksgiving to you.
Yeah, same to you. Wish everyone. Hope it's a wonderful week next week. We will be here with an edition of Tigers Roar. Yeah, I don't know when we're going to tape it, but we'll have something for them on Wednesday nights.
Y'all are just
because Wednesday night you'll
wearing me into the ground, man.
Well, you know, I mean,
we got Alan Trailer and Marty Campbell wearing me out.
Tremonti's takes care of all of us. We got the cooking taken care of by Tremonti's, which everyone else can do as well. Jordy, LSU beats Arkansas, and as of midweek, they didn't fire the football coach. They fired the AD, Jeff Long, out at Arkansas after LSU takes care of business.
AD's gone at Arkansas. The head coach has gone to Tennessee, and LSU's right in the middle of the maelstrom. That's interesting. I wonder if what does that say about Brett Bielema? I mean, I would believe that they're hiring a new AD to hire a new football coach. That would be my first thoughts, but who knows?
You got to get some things to happen quickly there. Well, so that would tell me they have someone in mind.
Nobody does anything without having a plan in place.
Yeah, you don't can the AD unless, okay, we got so-and-so is already on the QT, told us he's interested and we can work this out. But anyway, back to the football game. LSU started a little slow. Big day from Geis, Shark, and Etling, and they get the job done as expected against Arkansas.
Can I tell you the most impressive thing of that whole game?
Yes, sir.
Halftime show.
I heard it was incredible.
That salute to the armed forces by the LSU band was absolutely spectacular. And I know how much work goes into that. It was precise. They didn't skip a beat. The songs were terrific. And they're shaping airplanes on the field and submarines and Coast Guard boats. It was spectacular. Standing ovation, and you guys deserve a big clap of the hand. That was fantastic.
Well, and what most people don't realize is they work as hard, if not harder, than the football team.
Longer, no question.
They don't have restrictions on practice time or whatever, and the band,
Job well done.
The dancing crew and the color guard. I mean, everybody, they work their tails off.
YouTube that thing and take a look, because it really was well done.
You're not the first person to tell me that. I do have to take the time in YouTube and check that out. But anyway, we got a lot for you on this week's edition of Tigers Roar.
What do we have?
We got Paul Maneri recapping fall practice. We got Will Wade, who opened
12,000 people
shape.
Just about.
He opened in fine fashion, and getting ready to head to Hawaii next week. So LSU basketball got going. We're going to let you hear from Will Wade as he continues to push the recruiting buttons. And how about that signing class in the early period that he put together?
The last time LSU got a kid from New Jersey, this was Naz Reid.
Was your teammate?
Mr. Greg Cook took the team to a Final Four. So I talked to Will today, and he said, well, let's hope that rubs off on Naz. So, no, he's thrilled about it. And he said they're going to add a couple more in the spring.
Yeah, so ranked number 4 in the composite team rankings. LSU getting – it never hurts to get that national attention in basketball when you sign, significantly less
now,
kids.
That number on the left, number 1 in the SEC, that's significant. That's usually reserved for...
Especially when you're picked 14th and you come in with one recruiting class.
That means Kentucky will come in on the tail end, but so far, so good for LSU.
See a little numerology there. You had the 1-4. They were picked 14th in the conference.
You came up with that?
Yeah, I did. Really did. But how about Naz Reid?
Can I give you a...
Yeah, good.
Well done.
Some days,
Well done.
Naz Reid gets, he's out of New Jersey, 6'10" power forward.
Highest ranked one they've got.
Everything you read about him is phenomenal, and I'll give a tip of the hat to Taft, who put up billboards all over New Jersey welcoming him to LSU.
Wait.
And all that does is help get the recruiting in that area when the more times people see the LSU name?
Roselle, New Jersey. That's where Greg Cook was from.
I looked it up. I
had
thought
no
he was
idea.
from Newark.
No, he's from Roselle.
Roselle?
Roselle.
When I first saw
Go
that, I
ahead.
thought that was the same as Cook. But
Built
then
like Cook.
But then I looked it up and it said Cook was from Newark.
No, they're wrong.
No?
They're
Okay.
Because
Well,
first time I met him, I said, "Where you from, man?" Roselle, New Jersey. I said, "Okay."
well, there you
I'll
go.
never forget
Naz
it.
Reed. Yeah. Yeah. If he's
Naz,
half-
if you're half as good as Greg Cook, LSU will be all right.
if you can protect under the goal like Naz
And protect
Cook
your
did.
teammates.
Yeah. And hey, another thing that happened was, and this involves the gentleman to my left, Trey Waters, with a tremendous debut as a freshman in the game and the win against Alcorn State. Waters puts up 27 points. He was the freshman of the week for the conference, a 5'11" point guard. The second largest freshman, that's the reason I said freshman debut at LSU with his 27 points, second only to the gentleman on my left, Jordy Hultberg, who poured it in against Tulane in November of '76.
I remember, 28. No three-point line.
No three-point
It would have been
line.
about 35. And then, of course, my thunder was stolen by my teammate Rudy Macklin, who had 32 rebounds. Still a school record. 32 rebounds in one game.
Yeah, that's still a record today. And when
Scary.
you look at
Thanks, Rudy. Appreciate that,
when
buddy.
you look at John Williams and Shaq and Stanley Robertson, none of them ever pulled down 32.
We're talking Wilt the Stilt. We're talking Bill Russell.
Yeah,
That's what we're talking about.
Now, I said freshman debut, and I think you know where I'm going with this, because it's not the largest debut.
No, because Pete was a sophomore.
Pete was a sophomore,
Yeah,
and
he had, what?
48.
Yeah, well,
with,
I mean,
with no three-point
Well,
line.
nothing.
So.
Well, that's well, you're talking.
But if you're me,
talking major
if you're
league, minor league.
If you're second on the list to Pete Maravich, you're
I'll
pretty
take
good.
it. I'll take it.
You're pretty damn good.
Chris Jackson, where were you? Come on.
Yeah.
Where were you,
He
CJ?
take the night off.
Mahmoud, where were you?
His debut. But anyway, so we'll have some Will Wade for you tonight. We got plenty of Coach Orgeron, plenty of the LSU players. We'll hear from Brady Hoke, the interim head coach at Tennessee. And I'm tired. Everybody seems to forget. They say, oh, when it's an interim coach, they get fired up and they play really well. Randy Shannon was named interim coach at Florida a couple weeks ago, and Missouri beat the heck out of him.
0 for 2. Yeah.
So
it's so ironic. If there's ever a team that knows how to handle a situation like what Tennessee's going through is LSU with Ed Orgeron. It's so amazing. Hoke had his chance at Michigan, failed. Now here's another chance. He got no chance to be the head coach. But Orgeron failed at Ole Miss. He did the deal at USC, then at LSU. Now he's the head coach, and what a difference a few games can make.
Yeah, and so we'll have all of that. We'll hear from Brady Hoke, and we got a lot of stuff for you
Good.
tonight on this week's edition of Tigers Roar. And I know we want to mention Tremonti's. I mean, they are busy as heck. Get your orders in for Thanksgiving. We're getting the Pelican order in today on Wednesday. So, I mean, you got to get it done. Everything you can possibly imagine. Just go to the website, Tremonti's.com.
Everybody works hard. Why don't you give yourself a break this time? And the good news is Tremonti's will be open Thanksgiving morning from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. You can pick up your bird then. You want it fried? You got it. You want it rotisserie? My favorite? You got it. You want it smoked? You've got it. They've got rice dressing, cornbread dressing, green bean casserole, spinach madeleines, carrot soufflés, and my all-time favorite, their bread pudding is just redonkulous.
Does it come with like a rum sauce thing?
It is. Just trust me.
Okay.
Trust me. It is.
I've never got anything bad from
It is
Tremonti's.
superb. Tremonti's.com. But call now. Don't wait till the last second. Do yourself a favor. Do your family a favor. Let them do the work for you.
Actually, I was on the website earlier today. You can email in
Right.
your order, and then they will confirm it for you. So there
Tell
you go.
them when you want, what day you want to pick it up, what time you want to pick it
Yeah.
up. It's simple. Even I can do it.
Yeah, well, then it's real simple, ladies and
Yes,
gentlemen.
it
We're
is.
going to take a simple break and come back, and we're going to let
Now
you
I'm
hear
hungry again.
the
Why do you do that to me?
We're going to let you hear the post-game comments of Ed Orgeron after the win over Arkansas right after this pause on Tigers Roar. Stay with us.
Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment. 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
6, 5, 4, 3.
I'm back. Roger Cador here. Come watch Clarence Bugs and I as we team up to bring up all of the positive things taking place at Southern University in the state of Louisiana. It can all be seen on the Pelican Sports. That's the best one. That's it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's the best one.
Hi, I'm Jordy Helper for Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Chairman's Reserve steaks, their pork, their chicken, their seafood, top of the line. Primo barbecue pits, Icy Tech coolers. They can go anywhere and cater anything for you. Go to 751-7665 to call Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, where good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com.
With Tigers Roar, and as we do each and every week, we want to back it up and recap what happened the week before. It was the win over Arkansas, the slow start, but then they got it going, they got it in gear. Big day from Geis, big day from Shark. Edling's numbers
I thought Edling was terrific.
Extremely respectable.
I thought he was terrific. We didn't know at the time he was playing hurt. As he says, there's a difference between playing hurt and being injured.
Right.
He's a gamer, man. I think LSU's going to miss the kid. He gives everything he's got. I know he misses a pass here or there. Who doesn't? But his long ball was right on target.
We're going to hear from Coach Ed Orgeron and the comments that he made following the win against the Razorbacks of Arkansas.
I'll give Arkansas credit. I thought those guys came out and played a tough, hard-nosed football game. The offense in the second half was outstanding, I thought. Very balanced, 208 yards rushing, 217 passes, no turnovers. I thought our defense was outstanding most of the game. On 2nd and 10, they got us on some screens and some wheel routes and hurt us a little bit, but I thought Dave did a tremendous job of game planning Arkansas. We're disappointed in our field goal kicker, obviously. The extra points that he missed in the field goal. I was proud of Jack to come in and do what he did. Our kickoff coverage was good tonight. They had an excellent returner. I was proud of the team. Proud of keeping the boot home for two years in a row. That meant a lot to them. We showed a film of Jamal Adams and Kendall Beckwith and those guys and Duke Riley. Sent some video in, kind of motivated the team last night. They were very motivated. We didn't blink with 11 o'clock kickoff. We answered the challenge. Now it's going to be pressing on to Tennessee. Now look at the film, get better, and then pressing on to Tennessee on Monday. Any questions?
You think you were sluggish in the first half, Coach? At all, or-
You know, I thought defensively we were fine. I thought offensively we were very sluggish. I mean, it seemed like their defense was penetrating a lot more than we thought. The sacks and you know, the tackles for loss. And then we had a couple of balls that we missed. It looked like we were sluggish. But I was proud of nobody blinked. There was no hollering and screaming at halftime. We just stuck to the game plan, and we took what they gave us, and we came out in the second half and won the game.
One of Dr. Saugan calls it a struggle. I mean, it was a 3-touchdown win, but it wasn't a 3-touchdown.
Yeah. You know, I think that it's a rivalry game, and I think it's more of a rivalry game for them. And they want to beat LSU, and you come to LSU, you're at the top, so I think they play over the head. When they play at LSU, they're a physical game, and I think that's what it is. Obvious after Alabama week. And we all know that as much as we want, that's a very important game to us. And we had to bounce back and not have a hangover like we did in the past couple of years, and we did. So, and we knew it was going to be a struggle, especially in the first quarter. I thought, you know what, these guys came to play, but always thought that we were going to win the game.
You talked about the balance on offense. How important was that 8 and 10 from the past game?
No question. Yeah, intermediate pass game is something we all want to improve on, and I thought Stephon Sullivan showed up. We hit the ball to the tight end a couple of times. DJ played good again, and those things that we need to expound on, get better and better and better to move the change. Because the short intermediate passes are going to be open when everybody's stacking the box with the running backs that we have.
How to get DJ some receiving touchdowns, this late in the season? How crazy is that? And how much, does he just kind of stay the course and really kind of play?
He has, man. I'm so glad. Last year he thought about going out, and I'm so glad he stayed. And you got to give credit to Mickey Joseph's done a tremendous job of coaching him. Jerry Sullivan is helping us coach Mickey. I think his route running has been a lot better. His footwork has been a lot better. We got one of the best in the world teaching Mickey, and Mickey's teaching those guys, and that's what you're saying.
What is it about DJ where these early mistakes here in Auburn both turn into one of his better games?
Yeah. Well, he's mature. He's mature and he sticks with it. He believes in himself and he has confidence.
Ed, what did you see in the kicking struggles?
What's that?
What did you see in the kicking struggles? What do you attribute that to?
I won't be funny here. I saw the same thing you saw. Bad kicks. Yes. Now I'm gonna let our kicking coach look at it, and that's not my expertise. And we're gonna figure it out, though. I promise you that.
Coach, outside of the special teams area,
Yeah.
team's progress from where you were at the beginning of the season
Yeah.
to where you are now.
Yeah.
Would you just like to gauge that quickly, please?
Yeah. Well, obviously, the beginning of the season, what wasn't what we wanted. I think that the leadership, the belief, the grit, the competitive nature, learning to, when we make a bad play, to let it go and play the next play. I think that's what you see in this team. It doesn't linger on. I think they practice harder. We have better leadership on the football team, and this team wants to have a good football team. They spell it.
Ed, you said you were proud of the defense. They gave up that touchdown at the end of the half and then kind of stiffened in the second half of the game and still pretty much involved. How did you see them respond after that?
Yeah, I thought they responded well. We were not playing the nakeds, the tight end drag, the screens, and Dave just stuck with it. He limited what we was going to do. He did a tremendous job of calling the defense, put them in a great position. I thought our guys responded, but we still didn't tackle the way we wanted to in the second half. There were some missed tackles, so there's some things we have to improve. But we did not give up the deep ball, which I was most proud of.
Coach, Whitehead his usual game, 14 tackles, but Donnie Alexander to get 12.
Yeah.
They team up with him.
Yeah.
The game he played.
Yeah.
Alexander.
Donnie played well. And, Donnie played well for us last week. And he'd been injured a little bit, but he's playing well. And I'm sure there's a couple of plays that he missed his fits on. Were not good, but I'm proud of Donnie. It's his senior year, and it means a lot to him.
Can you talk about how important it is to have former players give those motivational speeches,
Yeah.
and then they come out with a W today? How important is it to keep up that confidence throughout the rest of the season?
It is. It is. They get tired of hearing me all the time. So, and those guys did a good job for it. The guys come back like Jamal Adams comes back, Duke Riley comes back, and they miss this place, and they miss the family type atmosphere that we have developed. They miss the LSU Tigers. Obviously, pro football is challenging and it's different. So we use them, and I want these other guys to come back and use that as tradition. We have a tremendous list of former football players that can motivate our football team, and I use them as much as we can.
And I think we take Darius for granted a little bit with that before his long touchdown, that 6-yard touchdown run, he showed how tough he was.
Yeah.
Is that what you see every day in practice?
Those are the runs that we praise them for. Those are the runs that we say that's LSU football. The tough, the 5s, the 6 yards. That's very frustrating for defense. And he's doing it for us. He's back full speed. He's giving us all he got.
Dante got another start at safety today. What can you say about the role he's playing for you guys?
Say it again now.
Dante got another start at safety.
Yeah.
What can you say about the role he's playing?
They're doing a good job for us. He's a tremendous athlete, doing a good job for us. Very well coached by Corey Raymond. I know he's going to wish he had that pick for the touchdown.
Who is the assistant head that's in charge?
Say it again.
Who's the assistant?
Well, here's what happens, okay? As you know, Greg McMahon's on our staff, okay? And he coaches the coaches. Now, Jeff Grimes coaches the field goal extra point team, but he does most of the protection. And then through Chris Fouché, our graduate assistant football coach, Coach Mack coaches the kickers. But he doesn't coach them personally, he coaches them that way.
Did you get an extra coach with the addition?
Yeah, I'm fully planning on hiring Coach Mack.
What was your thinking on the first play of the fourth quarter, 3rd and 7, kind of going for that kill shot?
Yeah, I think it's just something that Matt saw. It's something that he saw that we had one-on-one coverage, and it was a good call.
Why have you been able to handle this week specifically so well the last 2 years? What do you want to
You bring up a good point, Ed. I really feel I learned from Pete Carroll that you have to treat every game one game at a time. And if you make lofty goals, we'll win the college football playoffs and we're going to be in the championship, and stuff doesn't go right, it makes it tough. And we haven't made Alabama win all or nothing. That hasn't been, now, although it's important and we know it is. But we've gone into every week, we say we're going to treat one game at a time, and that's what we've done. And I think the guys are catching on to it.
Danny missed some throws, obviously missed some throws in the first
Yeah.
half, but the second half, did you see that?
I thought he was good, and we stayed with him. And I want Danny to know we got confidence in him. It would have been easy to pull him. I didn't want to do that. Danny has bled purple and gold, and I was not going to do that to him. I wanted to give him a chance. Now in the third quarter, if he wouldn't have performed like he did, we'd have pulled him. But I just wanted to give him a chance.
Coach Arden Key, you didn't get the sacks, but you got a lot of pressure today.
Yeah.
How is he rounded?
He's doing good. He's getting better. He's in shape. He battled through some injuries today. Now, he was hurt a little bit, and the kid wanted to come in for him. I think that he was out the rest of the game with a couple of injuries, but I think he should be fine.
Coach, you've been adamant about playing for now and not the future. Can you speak to that, the team, what they want to accomplish
Yeah.
closing out?
Yeah, well, obviously we know what we'd like to end up with, but we can't look at that. We can't look forward, and we know we learned our lesson, overlooking an opponent, and we can't do that. So we still keep it one at a time on to Tennessee. But obviously this team would like to win with a good winning record, a good bowl win. But in order to do that, we got to go play well on the road against Tennessee, and that's all we can be concerned about.
How tough is it up there? You obviously spent a year up there. How tough is it?
It's a great atmosphere. I enjoyed my 1 year there. Great stadium, great tradition, a lot of respect for that school. But again, it's not going to be about them. It's going to be about us. We have to buckle up. I think one thing that's going to help us this week that we've seen that although we won the game, we didn't play well in spots. And when you win the game and your team doesn't play well in spots, they kind of see it on film and they respond a little bit better.
Coach,
Last one for Coach.
how do you think, could you just describe the difference between playing 11 o'clock in the morning or nighttime?
Yeah, but here's what I'm gonna tell you. With us, we didn't make that a big deal. And on Monday, we said, listen, we're gonna play 11 o'clock, and that's it. And this morning we woke up, and I tell you, man, our young coaches were on fire. We had a 7:30 meeting, and our whole team was in there at 7:20. And we had a little motivational film. They liked it. We had some fun. We had a call-out session. So I think our guys will learn to do it. Obviously, the stadium's more excited at night. You get more rest during the day, but it's something that you have to do.
What are you doing all the free time now?
What's that?
What are you doing all your free time now?
What I'm doing, hey, I'm going to watch the McNeese State Cowboys, Parker Orgeron, Cody Orgeron, play my former team, the Northwestern State Demons. So I'm going to have a blast. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
We continue with Tigers Roll. Go Tigers, that's
Go
your
Tigers.
cue.
That's it.
Yeah, he's got everybody brainwashed. What was the football game either last week or the week before they did the sideline interview
Yeah,
with him, and
go
the
Tigers.
announcer noticed that he didn't say "Go Tigers" and made a comment about it. So
Okay.
he's got everybody. But of course, LSU asks all their coaches to do that at all
Why not?
times.
It's all about the branding.
Yeah, it's branding. It's like the billboards for Naz Reid up in New Jersey, or the billboards in Houston on the World
Alex
Series.
Bregman and
for
Will Harris.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's getting the name out there. The more they call it impressions.
They were back, being
I
recognized
wish
during
there'd
the
have been
game.
a bigger crowd for that, but you know, it is what it is.
Beautiful
Yeah.
day.
What a
Beautiful
you ordered
day.
the weather for that day?
I wish, because I'd bottle it up and save it.
We're going to take a break, come back, and get rid of Arkansas stuff and move you forward as the road
Is Bielema
trip to-
coaching next year at Arkansas? Is he going to be the coach?
One would think not. That it's what you said. They got rid of the AD this week. Jeff Long's gone.
That surprised the heck out of me.
And you would think they want the new AD to hire a coach for football, but we're sitting here mid-November.
Are they bowl eligible yet? No.
No. And
They got to win two games to get bowl eligible.
You have an early signing period.
Yeah.
You got to have a coach in place. So I think if they do what we said, they have a plan of someone else to become athletic director, whoever that may be, and that's done in the next week or so, then that person will hire the new coach.
Miles
If
to
they don't have a
Arkansas.
plan for the AD, maybe Bielema survives another year, and the new AD can say, well, we're going to see what happens next year, then we'll make a decision.
Les Miles would be perfect at Arkansas.
You think?
I really do.
He's not going to get Oregon State job.
No,
he
he'd be
mentioned that.
perfect at Arkansas. I'm telling you.
But,
It's a
well,
thought
but Jeff Long was a buddy of his.
I know.
And now Jeff's out.
I know.
So
Les
had
is
Jeff Long
going, oh, well,
maybe Les will be the AD. No, we can't do that. Let's take a break, come back, and get you ready, set for the Volunteers of Tennessee up in Knoxville. LSU's latest road conference game in quite some years.
Yeah, true.
It's supposed to be in the 30s, temperature in the 30s, and a good chance of rain is the midweek forecast in
That
Knoxville.
is a Tinker Toy Stadium.
Yeah, it's
Scary.
Straight up.
Straight
I've
up.
been in it, but not for-
aluminum seats. Scary.
I've been in it, but not for a football game. When we played baseball up there, they gave us a tour of the football
But the
stadium.
best thing they've got,
What?
those checkerboard end zones are pretty cool.
It's unique and it's
pretty
cool. Yeah, it's part of the thing. that
Whoever
all
does
schools
that, that's a
have.
lot of work, man. It's a
We'll
lot
come
of work.
back and get you ready for the Volunteers of Tennessee right here on Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, on the internet at PelicanSportsTV.com. Spread the roar and stay with us.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
Hooper Road Car Care in Central has been serving customers for over 24 years. Locally owned by Donald and Gina Gaspard, they provide all types of car care, including brakes, alignment, tune-ups, oil changes, AC service, transmission, computer diagnostic, and much more. Hooper Road Car Care also provides towing services. Call 225-262-7127. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30, 9695 Hooper Road in Central.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, HardiePlank siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in BatonRouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows is honored to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
We continue with this week's edition of Tigers Roar. Only 2 games left, one on the road, one at home.
Quickly
Time
goes.
flies.
Yep.
And it's the Volunteers of Tennessee.
They'll be favored in both games. Chance to win, get to 9 wins, and
win a bowl
pretty good
game.
bowl.
They
pretty
will
good bowl.
be in a bowl game. That's a chance to get to 10 wins in a transition
That would be
year.
phenomenal.
Not bad. Here's Coach Ed Orgeron earlier this week on the campus at LSU with his opening comments in his weekly presser, kind of recapping and then getting you ready for the Tennessee Volunteers.
Hey, something came out last week. I'd like to just repeat it. I was proud that when the athletic department announced a 90% graduation rate for the athletic department. That's phenomenal. And football had a 78% graduation rate, where the national average is 44%. It's phenomenal. That's what it's all about. Young men getting an education, getting a scholarship, and getting an education from LSU. And I was just proud to be the head coach at LSU and be able to go offer a scholarship to young men with that kind of success. I want to thank Joe Oliva for putting in the places. Thank Kenneth Miles, Walt Holliday, and the staff. They do a tremendous job. I just wanted to mention that. On to Tennessee, great place to play, Neyland Stadium. I spent a year there. I thought it was a wonderful time. We're going to expect a very tough contest from a very talented Tennessee team. I understand that there's an interim coach there. I understand what happened. I don't pay much attention to it. I know they're going to be emotionally ready. I know Brady Hoke as a coach. I have a lot of respect for him. I know he's going to have this team ready to go, but it's not going to be about them. It's going to be about us and how we prepare this week. A little bit about the Arkansas game. I thought it was a very first-class halftime for Veterans Day. I have a lot of friends that the daddies were deceased were at that game, veterans, and I know a lot of you have family there. And I thought the halftime presentation for Veterans Day was awesome, so I thought it was a first-class event. You know, I was proud of the team. The second year in a row we beat Arkansas after I lost to Alabama, and as we know, it's a tough deal. And our guys did a good job. Great mindset, great preparation. I was proud of some of the offensive positives, scoring opening drive of the second half, set the tempo. It's what we talked about at halftime. Scoring 26 points in the second half, obviously really big. Great ball security. I think we're second in the nation in the least turnovers given, which is excellent by our staff. And we made big plays, especially those plays to DJ Chark. Excellent. On defense, we played physical. We started fast on defense. Great mindset. We won the third down. We had 67% of third down with 10-15. Forced a turnover to end the game. I know Dave wanted to end that game. He was pushing that defense, and he got it done. We forced 6 points. We had 2 fourth down stops. And first down was critical for us. We won 54% of the time. On special teams, we struggled in the field goal kicking and extra point kicking, which was obvious. But our kickoff coverage was fantastic. We accepted the challenge. We had 6 kickoffs with an 18.7-yard average. That first kickoff, we chose to kick there so they would be returning the kick into the sun, and it worked. The guy bobbled the snap. It's a great job by our staff of deciding which way to kick. We won the field position battles. Their drive start for Arkansas was the 21-yard line. For us, was the 32-yard line, and we had 0 penalties on special teams. Overall, we knew Arkansas was going to fight. Give credit to Coach Bielema and his football team, a school that we all have respect for. But I was proud, that in the last 2 years we beat Arkansas, and that was a good win. On to Tennessee. Offensively, they were a spread. They're averaging about 300 yards a game, 20 points per game. Their tight end is one of the best players, Ethan Wolf, number 82. And the tight end hurt us against Arkansas, I know, so we have to be ready for the tight end plays again this week. Trey Smith, offensive lineman, is a top offensive lineman, probably a first and second round draft pick. We got a lot of respect for him. We watched him this morning. We'll study him all week. Jared Garantano, quarterback, we expect him to play. He's been injured. We expect him to play. Marquise Callaway made a big catch on a stutter route, big wide receiver. And then John Kelly, number 4, is a tough runner. He's explosive. On defense, they have 5 returning starters. They're giving up 36 yards per game. They're a 4-3 defense. They're fast and physical. A lot of players on that defense that I tried to recruit. Nigel Warren is one of the best players in the SEC. Good players on there. Special teams, they have a great punter in Trevor Daniels and a great kickoff returner, freshman, number 3, Ty Chandler. We're going to work on us this week. Tell the truth Monday. We'll get after it, have a great mindset, and lock in on to Tennessee to finish with a great season one at a time. Not a great season, a good season, one game at a time. These kids deserve a finish to a real good season, and we're going to work hard on that, and Tennessee's our next opponent.
We continue with Tigers Roar, Jordy. We were chatting during the break there. Danny Etling, whose numbers were very good in the game against Arkansas, and I think you made a key statement. He missed some passes all year long, but name me a quarterback that doesn't miss some passes. I mean, the best of Baker Mayfield, who's leading for the Heisman Trophy now, he misses passes. Sure. It does happen. You expect perfection. It's not going to happen.
And we just found out that Ed Orgeron, during his SEC teleconference call, revealed a little bit more about Etling and his injury. He didn't say anything about what it was specifically on Monday, but he said he re-injured his back during warm-ups. And he played through the game with some pain, but he is better now. So that minor surgery thing revealed itself yet again.
Well, and here's the thing, too, and you and I played college sports. There's a difference between, as Etling said, between playing hurt and playing with a bump and a bruise and pain, or trying to play injured. If you're injured, you cannot go. You can't dress out. You can't play. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure many a time you went out there when the ankle was a little sore or the hips something and it wasn't just right, especially halfway through the season and beyond after the grind kicks in.
It's such a short season. You only get so many games. You don't want to miss any of them. I mean, they wrapped me up with my ankles, and I had to wear a size 15 shoe one time to fit into it because of that. But you play. You want to play. And if you're not hurting your team.
The normal size was what?
13.
Okay.
So a couple of sizes bigger, and you just play. So football players, even fewer games.
Right.
So kudos to him. He's a tough kid.
And you tip your hat to Etling and all athletes who suck it up and get out there and play. I mean, and again, if you're injured, you can't play, and everybody knows that.
Right.
And if you're my teammate and I know you're injured, I'm not worried about it.
That's right.
But if you're just, I don't think I can go today, then I lose a little respect for you. I'm like, hey, we need this guy.
Yeah, we need to play.
And if you're injured, you're injured, but you got to go from there. But Etling, statistically, he's
11 of 16.
in the top portion of the SEC.
No interceptions. Couple of touchdown passes.
Well, and then you had Geis with the big day, and you had. It's not a one-man show.
No.
He's playing his role very, very well. And I mentioned it before, the transition year. It truly is. Some LSU fans don't want to hear that, but as a new head coach and new offensive coordinator, you had some attrition, which happens when you get a new coach, no matter where you're at. So it is a transition year. Yet they are in position if they can win the last 2 and a bowl game to rack up 10 wins.
I don't think anyone is. Everybody's focused on Matt Canada, but Dave Aranda lost a lot of players off that defense, and they're pretty darn good, and they're going to be good for years to come because they got a lot of youthful players that are getting valuable experience now. And you know, he moved Dante Jackson to get involved, got him in the safety position to do some more things. He's just a smart coach.
Yeah,
he's good.
No, I think
He's
the proof's in the pudding with him. There's no
good.
more question marks there. But this LSU team, they now have the longest streak in college football with at least 8 wins in a season. Okay, and should they able to get one more?
They get one
they
more,
get
right.
one more, and I think they're going to get 3 more. Well, 2 more. I don't know who they're playing in the bowl game.
Depends on who they play.
But they got that longest streak with having 8 wins.
Who would be a good bowl opponent?
Oh, I mean, I was cracking up the other day. They consulted 15 experts to see where they're going in the bowl.
who knows?
We got no idea.
No.
We got a better chance getting my grandson to pick the bowl
Hey,
game.
Louisville didn't appeal to me, other than the fact they had the Heisman Trophy winner, so that was interesting. You know, Iowa, all those teams don't appeal to me.
What will be curious to see, you know, for so many, many years, LSU traveled so well to bowl games, very well, no matter where the game was. We all know all schools are having trouble putting people in the seats this year. You know, are they still going to travel? I know it depends on where and all that.
Proximity, that's why these bowl committees have to be smart.
They have to get
drivable.
You know, if they put LSU, well, I know there's links with the Southeastern Conference of where they can go, but if it's in Charlotte or Nashville, that's not as good as if it's a little bit closer, Houston, Dallas, or Atlanta for the Peach Bowl or whatever, you know.
Interesting.
Keep in mind, the Sugar Bowl is the New Orleans is going to be the host of one of the semifinal playoff games this year, so they'll actually
What a great
have
place
that.
for a bowl game.
The best place?
Best place.
Yeah, no question.
The
Now,
best place.
one other thing on the LSU football. You mentioned the defense. You mentioned Dave Aranda filling some
Devin
people in.
White.
How about Devin White? Once again, for the 3rd time this year, he's the Defensive Player of the Week in the Southeastern Conference. And every interview I've seen with this guy, I mean, this guy is top-notch on the field, off the field. He's only a sophomore. He's going to be back next week. There's a good look at Devin White, the Defensive Player of the Week for the 3rd time.
And it was one of his.
He's as much of the reason of anybody why this defense is doing what they're doing.
He only had 1 solo tackle, but he assisted on about 12 or 13 more. It's fun. You need to, next time you go see an LSU football game or watch it on television, spotlight him and just watch him for a couple of plays and see how active he is. He's something else.
And you need to watch him if you can, depending on what camera shot they're giving you, before the ball's snapped and when they're breaking the huddle and when they're getting lined up. He's making sure everybody's where they need to be.
Good player,
I
boy.
mean, he is the quarterback on the field, if you will, of the defense. He is spectacular. Leads the Southeastern Conference in tackles and tackles per game. They break that stat up now, but he's a key reason why LSU is where they are.
And he said when he came in, Coach, I just want to get on the field. You want me to play running back? I'll play running back. You want me to play linebacker? I'll play. I just want to get on the field.
Next year he might have to go 2 ways if they don't find a running back, huh? 2 ways?
I wouldn't mind handing the ball to him.
The kid from UCLA did that a few years ago.
I wouldn't mind handing the ball to him.
I bet it wouldn't be a bad
Pretty good.
idea.
He's pretty good.
Even in certain situations.
He's pretty good. Wildcat me. Wildcat. Devin. Boom, boom. Go, man. Go.
Oh, that could be dangerous. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Mike Scarborough, TigerBait.com, will join us. We'll get the very latest on recruiting. We're literally a little over a month away from that early signing period, and lots of guys saying they're going to sign that 3-day window, December 20, 21, and 22. Some guys saying they're going to wait. We'll have to wait and see. But Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com will be up next after this pause on Tigers Roar. Stay with us.
Is that expression, a bird in the hand?
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Hi, I'm Roger Kadar. I'm here to tell you about Smith, Shanklin, and Sosa. You won't find them on billboards, but you'll find them in the courtroom where real lawyers are. You see, billboards do not solve cases. Real trial lawyers do. So if you're hurt and need a lawyer, call 225-223-6333.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
For total home pest control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvant.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
Continue with Tigers Roar. Jody Hultberg, Tommy Krysan with you. We're now joined by Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com. Good evening, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Hey, let's start with the basketball signing class. Will Wade making noise, getting attention all over the conference, all over the nation. Your take on the signing class by Will Wade for Tiger basketball?
Well, I mean, anytime you got a class that's in the middle of the top 10 and it creates excitement, you keep the top player in Louisiana home that's kind of like a Kevin Falk type recruit for DiNardo, a 5-star, and all the things that means to attracting other kids. Then you get a Naz Reid, a 5-star big man, Days from Gainesville, Darius Days. Then you got a 4th spot up there that, you know, whether it's Yacht Alak, the New Zealander, or whoever it might be in the spring. I don't know. It just it all ties into why you had over 11,000 paid for the opener against Alcorn, and I just think Will Wade's going to be ultra successful.
Hey, I talked to Will, and he said, to your point, that Javonte Smart was the catalyst for everything. They got him, and then that's what attracted these other players to come and play. So that's very important in basketball recruiting.
When he says, you know, look, we're in the same league as Kentucky, and we play the same game, and we got to recruit the same players. And if he's got to go up against North Carolina, Duke, or Kentucky for a player,
go do it.
He's going to go for it. He's not going to say, well, that's, you know, why would they want to come to LSU and you know, play some of the game that we've seen around here.
Good point. Good point.
So he continues to do good things for LSU basketball. The season's underway now, and I know Tiger fans on the hardwood are anxious to see how the rest of this stuff's going to unfold. Mike Scarborough, TigerBait.com. Mike, what's the very latest on the football recruiting? We know the prep guys are in the playoff action now. Tell us the latest on recruiting in football.
Well, you know, we were looking at the playoff brackets, and we were like, you know, who are we going to go out and film, and you know, you're looking at who the matchups are, where the commitments are for LSU are, the ones they're recruiting, and everything started to pile up for week 2. And so we'll be out in full force looking at several guys this weekend. But the Texas A&M home game is going to be a big weekend. I've talked to some people this morning talking about some kids from Arkansas in the state of Texas that'll be coming in for unofficial visits. You know, I expect that to be, as the day gets closer, It's going to be a real nice official visit weekend, and they'll have a slew of unofficial visitors because that's not going to be an 11 a.m. kickoff like the Arkansas game.
Yeah, 11 a.m. Nobody wants that. We realize it's got to happen every now and then.
Yeah, well, even though it was 11 a.m. kickoff, they were able to get the number one player in the state of Arkansas, Traylon Burks, to come down and drive all night to visit. And this kid really loves LSU. I interviewed him right after the visit, and LSU's in really good shape with him. Coach Dennis Johnson's recruiting him for the class of 2019, and
what position is he?
It looks like LSU's going after multiple kids in the state of Arkansas for 2019. So that's going to be real interesting. It's not just Louisiana that is down for 2018. It's Texas, it's the region, it's the nation. But 2019, just like it's loaded in Louisiana, is going to be loaded everywhere else. So I think your four-star prospect for 2019 is going to be a significantly probably better football player than your four-star prospect in 2018. I almost think that some of the four-stars we're looking in this class should probably be threes when you compare them to the fours of next year and previous years.
So that means, should they sign fewer players this year so they can stock up?
You
can't do that.
I had a conversation with a recruiting analyst who's been in the business for a long time this morning. I'm like, if the NCAA rule was still there where you could count back your midterm enrollees and it count against the previous year, looking at the way 19's shaping up and the way 18 looks, you'd almost think maybe you'd hold back some of those spots and use them for next year.
Right.
But in a situation like LSU where you've got so many need positions, you almost have to take some flyer on some kids because you need to address some needs now. You can't wait a year.
Is LSU's leading rusher for the 2018 season on campus, or is he being recruited?
Boy, that is so scary. Brissett is going to be your top guy. And that's another example of off-season, guys being promoted out there. There was an offensive lineman. His name was dropped by Orgeron at every TAF tour stop. We hadn't seen him.
Deculus?
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, name drop about how he was tearing it up. Where's he been?
Catching the touchbacks on the kickoff.
He's the DJ Shark of this year.
Yeah, but do you want to go to Jerry World and open up against,
Miami?
Miami, you got to believe is going to be ranked real high next year. You want to go into that game without your number one running back having a whole lot of experience, and Brissett got thrown under the bus early in the season.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to follow. You're right. They got so many needs, and we're a little over a month away from the early signing period when they're going to start addressing those needs.
Well, it's Chris Curry. He's a 4'6", almost 4'7", 40 guy. It's a commitment from Florida. 3-star running back by us. Some other networks gave him a 4. Does he come in and bypass Edwards-Helaire and Brissett? Is he your number one guy? Harold Joyner, the running back that's on the board from Alabama. Well, if Nick Saban were to offer him, he wants him as a linebacker.
Really?
Yeah, and Auburn's not really even recruiting him. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you anticipate LSU signing a bulk of their commitments in the early signing period, or do you think most of them will wait to the normal?
I think they get over. I think they get in double digits. You're going to have a number of kids just because they're mid-termers.
Okay.
But I mean, do they get to 10, 12? I tend to think that they should.
Okay.
It's
all right. Well, Mike.
Primarily Louisiana kids. I don't see why they're not going to get there.
Gotcha.
Mike, tell us what's happening at TigerBait.com and why people should subscribe now or give a subscription as a holiday gift. Tell us about TigerBait.com.
Yeah, we got it all for you. Tiger Bait, your total team coverage, recruiting. We do our all-day chats every Wednesday. That's a big feature. Brian Lazar and I answer questions day and night. Fall baseball wrap-up, we've even got that for you. So basketball recruiting, football recruiting. We've got it all for you at TigerBait.com.
Thank you, Mike. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right, thanks.
All right, Mike Scarborough, TigerBait.com.
Recruiting, it's the lifeblood. You got to get it. You got to do it. And Ed Orgeron says he wants to circle the wagons and.
Well, every coach says that.
Yeah,
okay?
wants to see what,
I mean, you know,
yeah,
but you got to go get the best players, the best athletes, the players that you need.
And you just can't stay in here in this state. You got to go
can't.
around.
Well, you know, that's one thing about recruiting. I've said this for years. You know, you run into an LSU fan that gets all mad about a kid that leaves the state to go play wherever. Okay, and I'm like, how long a list do you want me to make of LSU great football players who came from another state into this state, right? I mean,
yeah,
it
wouldn't
happens.
it be interesting if there was a new rule passed? You could only take players from your own state. So Alabama has to take players solely from Alabama.
That would benefit LSU.
Florida has to take players solely from Florida. Ohio State, so forth and so on. I wonder how that would turn out.
That would benefit LSU because it's known as a hotbed for
Per
recruiting.
capita.
The per capita thing of guys who are in the NFL, it's higher than anybody else in the nation. So I think that rule is not going to happen.
No, it's
but
never
if it
gonna happen.
happened,
But I'd just
that
be
would be a
curious.
plus for LSU because they would, you know, if they could keep all them guys in. But you got to go outside the state. You really do. In all sports. I mean, you can go
gotta
through
fill-
any roster at any school. There's going to be guys, except Nichols football. They got like 96 guys from Louisiana.
You got to
but
fill needs.
That's a little different.
You got to fill needs, and you got to find where that player is that can fill that need.
We'll take a break, come back, and hear some more from Coach Ed Orgeron, some questions and answers with the media right after this pause on Tigers Roar. Stay with us.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-718-3516. 800-718-3516.
Hooper Road Car Care in Central has been serving customers for over 24 years. Locally owned by Donald and Gina Gaspard, they provide all types of car care, including brakes, alignment, tune-ups, oil changes, AC service, transmission, computer diagnostic, and much more. Hooper Road Car Care also provides towing services. Call 225-262-7127. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30, 9695 Hooper Road in Central.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
Hello. Hola.
你好。
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
All right, back to LSU football here on Tigers Roar. Coach Ed Orgeron a little earlier this week. The question and answer session with the media. Lots of good stuff here for you. We want to share that with you now as we do each and every week. Here's the head coach of the Tigers, Ed Orgeron.
Ed, Coach Hoke talked about this morning that he's going to tweak some things, and he's closed practice to the media this week. How is it to prepare for maybe a game plan that might be changed a little bit?
You know, they can't change much. You know, obviously, I've been there. Obviously, they're going to tweak some things, and he's going to put his spin on it. I know he's going to do a good job, but, you know, every game you got new plays, you got new formations. We're just going to have to adjust. We're not going to spend all week trying to figure it out, nothing like that. We're going to study what they do best. We're going to stop those plays. The things that they tweak, we're going to have to make adjustments on the sideline.
Coach, I guess you would know better than anyone how an interim coach can inspire a team.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like at Florida, it's not working.
Yeah.
But how can you, get ready for a team that could be playing a little more emotional, a little more inspired?
Yeah, they're going to play over their head. I know this guy. He was a defensive line coach. He's an inspiring guy. He'll get them fired up. But, you know, we can't worry about that. You know, every team that plays LSU is fired up. I think that anytime you go into Neyland Stadium with that crowd and you go play a great team like Tennessee, you've got to expect their best. You know, and all they can do is give their best. We expect their best.
Coach, this is going to be the first time a lot of your guys have been in a Neyland Stadium, and it's a rowdy stadium. There's a lot of Rocky Top going on. How are you going to prepare them for that?
Yeah, we're going to play crowd noise, and but I won't play Rocky Top. We'll get tired of hearing Rocky Top all week. And although it's a good song, and I enjoyed it when I was there, and they do a great job, but we're going to play crowd noise. I think we have a team that's maturing. The road games that we won, you know, Florida they played a lot of music there. Ole Miss played a lot of music there, so we're going to rely on our experiences. But this is going to be a different experience. We're going to have to go through it.
Ed, you said after the game on Saturday that Arden was dealing with a few minor injuries. Do you expect him to practice this week?
Excuse me?
Do you expect him to practice this week?
He's questionable. Arden will be questionable this week.
Hey, Coach. Devin White is the SEC Defensive Player of the Week for the third time this season. How does he impact the team as a leader both on and off the field?
You know, Devin's on Sunday morning when I get there, one of the first players I see, and he wants to know, Coach, how can I be a better leader? Tell me the things that we need to do. After the Troy game, he was the first guy there. I met with the team. He leads by example. He's a great student. He's never on a list of missing a class. The guys respect him by his play. And I can't say enough good things about Devin White. Although he's a sophomore, he is a great linebacker. He's one of the best linebackers I've been around.
Coach, be it this week or at the end of this year or next year or whatever, do you think that the formula of ball security, run, play, defense is something that you're going to have to do consistently to win games on the road?
No question. You know, here's the deal. Our ball security has been good on offense. We're not causing enough turnovers. And that's something that we're going to address. It's something I talked to Dave about. And it's a mindset. And we have the athletes to do it. And I believe we're +3 right now, which is an improvement over last year. We were 0 at the end of the year. But when you get into the +12 and the plus 13 categories, that's when you win a lot of games. You're exactly right. Ball security is the key. And, you know, one of the formulas we have here, we can run the football. When you can run the football, play good special teams, play great defense, have great ball security, you win games.
Straight ahead. Is DJ still showing you what you want to see on punt returns, or is there anything he needs to work on?
Yeah, it's not about him at all. You know, there's a couple of things. We tried a couple of blocks. In fact, we tried to block the first one. We came about that close, but it doesn't matter. We got to do a good enough job of giving him some room to return it. Now, obviously, the first one, he bobbled it, and thank God that we got it. But, we have utmost confidence in him. Yeah, we got to do a better job of of holding our guy up in the line of scrimmage and getting guys out of his face to give him some room. You know, we have a wall return, we have a middle return, but it's holding the guy up so he can catch the ball and get north and south. We haven't done that well the last couple of weeks.
Coach, what kind of example does Will Clapp set for this team as a player, with his character, on and on?
You know, Will's they're all my favorite players, my favorite story, because his dad was so tough. And we still show, Pete still has film of Tommy Clapp, and the boys love it. I mean, they love it. And he was tough. And his son's just the same way. He's tough. Every week he has a different injury. I don't think he misses a practice. He don't say a word, and he's a leader. You know, this week they played the 3-4, and we single blocked the nose tackle every down with Will. That frees up the Gores to get up to the linebacker. He did a tremendous job. He's a great player.
Coach, is KJ any closer to rejoining the team?
Very questionable this week.
You made reference Saturday after the game. Darius Geis, liking to see those 5- and 6-yard runs that he's had. You've mentioned that a few times throughout the season. Is that something that he's sort of bought into more, or is there a different approach that you're seeing from him?
Yeah, I think it sends a message of physical football. You know, when I watched LSU and I played against LSU, coached against LSU, they always had that physical mentality that, hey, man, we're coming after you. See if you can stop it. And he's done that several times. And when he does that, I think it uplifts the team. One of my favorite runs since I've been coach here was Leonard's run against Ole Miss. And that hit he made on a safety on the sideline changed the whole course of the game. Those runs, those tough runs, send a signal that this is going to be a physical football game.
Ed, I know Austin Thomas spent a lot of time at Tennessee too, recruiting for you. You got a couple of pretty good Tennessee freshmen on the team. How important is that state when it comes to recruiting?
Really important. You know, there's a lot of players in Memphis. You know, obviously getting Jacob and Jacoby, 2 5-stars out of Tennessee last year, 2 great young men, was important for us. Austin Thomas got both of those guys. He knows Tennessee in and out. There's a lot of guys on Tennessee we're on now, 2019 that we're on. And then, you know, Knoxville is 2 hours from Atlanta, and we do a good job of recruiting Atlanta. So hopefully all those guys go to the game this week.
All right, question and answers. Coach Orgeron. Hey, on a scale of 1 to 10.
He's the star of the show, you know
right?
that.
Is he 4th right?
Yes.
Yeah, a couple
He's
times.
honest sometimes to a fault.
Little mystery about Arden Key, and now, you know, Arden Key hasn't been practicing this week. Donnie Alexander either, so we don't know. Wait till Saturday night. See who they run out on the field, huh?
That's right.
It's supposed to be, as I mentioned, temperature in the 30s. Good chance of rains, the midweek forecast in Knoxville.
Greg Stringfellow and company going to be busy bringing out the winter garb for the first time.
Changing jerseys.
To keep all those coaches warm, that thermal underwear and stuff.
Change everything at halftime. Yeah. All right, we've got more question and answers for you with the head coach, Ed Orgeron. This is from earlier this week out on the LSU campus.
I've been wanting to say this the whole season. I've been watching LSU football since 1931, and I thought the game you guys played against Louisville was as good an overall football game as I've ever seen an LSU team play.
Thank you.
You played similarly in the second half against Arkansas. But there's a movement around to try to make football safer. You can make it safer, but you can't make it safe. And there's a recommendation that kids don't play tackle football until they're 12 years old, which is about the age I started to play sandlot ball. But I noticed in the Pro Bowl they don't return kickoffs, and you didn't have any returns in your spring game. And you haven't returned a kickoff for a touchdown, but you had 2 punt returns. The one against Chattanooga was not that big, but the one against Auburn was huge.
That's right.
And so my question is, would you be in favor of eliminating kickoff returns?
No. I got a 4-letter word in front of that, then no. No. I love the physicality of football. I will say this to you, I understand the safety and stuff like that, and I'm all for it, but we grew up in the backyard playing football. And so 4, 5, 6 years old, we're playing tackle football, and I thought it was good for us. Football's a great sport.
Coach, over here, can you tell me a little bit about Torrey Carter, the fullback? I saw him, speaking of kickoff return, I saw him lay some people out, and everyone just seems to feed off his energy.
He's turned out to be a tremendous player for us. And on that kickoff, he put 2 people on the ground as hard as he could. He's done a good job, and he's done it several times. He's tough. He's playing good football for us. He's a tough, physical blocker. He can catch the ball. Young man out of South Georgia. I don't know if he had any Division I scholarships when we offered him a scholarship. I think he had one scholarship at Georgia Southern, but he's going to be a good football. He's a good football player for us right now. He loves the game. He's a throwback.
Straight ahead. Sticking with kickoffs, Cameron Gamble's probably the only specialist who hasn't really been thrown back into a competition once he got the starting job so far. Where's your confidence in him? What has he shown you to instill that confidence?
We worked hard in the off week on changing his steps, and it worked. And it worked. He did a good job of kicking the ball against Alabama. And then he reverted back this week. He's been inconsistent, but for the most part, he's done a good job. But I was proud of our kickoff unit. We made some changes in our personnel. Ray Thornton was one that did a good job. 44 was another one. And I think that we need to continue to work with Gamble, and he needs to continue to get better. I don't think we have any other options.
Coach, you used to talk about when you were in the scout squad, you see Danny Etling and DJ Chark making their move. I'm just curious, what were your memories of Russell Gage and how he moved his way to where he is now?
Quiet. Come to work every day, just smile. Just do his work. He's one. If we're not going to announce MVPs or nothing like that this time of year. But if you look at an MVP, most valuable player on offense and special teams, it would be him and DJ Chark. The way they're playing, the contribution they make. Russell Gage is all over the special teams film. He's unbelievable. He's on a kickoff team. He does all the things we want him to do. He does the dirty work, and is having a tremendous season. I'm so proud of him.
Coach, in the back, you guys have been on the road so far a couple of times this season, done pretty well so far. But what have you learned game by game as you go on the road? Have you picked up any positives or learned something new?
Yeah, well, this team is a young football team. I learned that after we lost, a heartbreaking loss there, we had to treat them different than the last team. When we go on the road, we go to dinner. We go straight to team meetings, and we go to bed. Then we wake up the next day, and we keep them in meetings. This is a young team, and I think we've gotten better. Our focus has been better. With an older team, sometimes you give them a break, go to a movie, have some fun. But this team couldn't handle it. It was different, and not that they couldn't handle it in the future, but I think that's one of the things that we've done different on the road. We play crowd noise, and obviously it affects the offense more. But we like to use the opposing stadium crowd noise as a motivation to us. When you're standing on the sideline and they cheering and it's loud, we try to use that as an uplifting deal for us. So that's what we're going to do.
Ed down here, when you took over at Southern Cal as interim coach, emotionally for you, what was different from when you had been a head coach at Ole Miss? What was the difference when you first started?
Well, obviously you get a second chance. It's like a temporary second chance. But there was a lot of things I wanted to change, and I did. I changed them, and I looked at myself in the mirror and said, "You got to do it." It's one thing to say you're going to do it, but then when you get it, you have to do it. And in the heat of the fire, you got to remain the person that you want to be, and we did that. The first thing I did at Southern Cal is I got a rope and I got us to all to pull on it and get on the same side. I think that was the biggest thing, that when teams are not playing well, you got to get them to play as a team. You got to control the things inside that you can control.
Ed, up here, hitting the deep ball on Saturday against Arkansas, those 2 big ones to DJ. Is that the most confident you've seen Danny play this season?
Yes. And, I'm going to say, Danny before the game was hurt, and Jack came to me and said, this is going to be tough today. And I said, we believe in Danny, and he's going to get it done. And, the first half, it wasn't pretty. It was 7-7, and winning at halftime. I looked at Danny and said, we believe in you. You're going to get it done. Let's go. He had a tremendous game. We believe in Danny Etling. We believe in the positives that he brings to the football team. He's one of the toughest guys. He's a silent leader. He wants to win. And, those deep balls to DJ, tremendous protection, tremendous throw by him, but tremendous route by DJ. DJ's footwork on both of those routes was outstanding. Anybody else? All right, guys, have a great day, man. Good to see you.
He didn't say go Tigers again.
And again, now we know that injury was a reoccurrence of the back injury that tightened up during warm-ups. He stayed out there and threw a whole bunch of passes to kind of try and loosen it up. So he plays tough, plays hard, and
well, and that
should they have played Miles Brennan?
Well, that's what I was going to get to. Hindsight 2020. We had a lot of texts and calls on the post-game show, like, why didn't Brennan get in? Do you think he should have got in? Were we surprised he didn't? Now that I hear this, I'm more surprised he didn't, because they put him in at the end of the game against Bama.
Right.
And then Coach Orgeron on record was saying they'd like to try to get him snaps. And that doesn't mean they're going to put him in. It means they'd like to put him in. Well, knowing that if Etling's back was not 100%, and I'll tip my hat to Etling for sucking it up and getting out there and doing it, that's even more reason why he should have maybe went in, even when the game was in hand at the end.
Do you give him playing time on the road in the SEC?
He played in Tuscaloosa. So maybe he gets in against Tennessee, maybe
so.
at home against A&M.
I give up trying to figure all that stuff out. They're going to do what they want to do. And look, I've seen many a player not play at all, come in, start the next year, and do just fine. So we'll see.
Well, and more times than not, they have their reasons. They're just not going to disclose that. And they may have a very good reason why they didn't, but, they're not always going to tell the fans. They're not going to tell the media,
That's right.
whatever.
And they don't need to.
That's their choice.
That's right.
They want to do it that way, they can do it that way. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from Brady Hoke, the interim head coach of those Tennessee Volunteers. Of course, LSU travels up there with a 6 o'clock kick. That'll put the Pelican Sports post-game show on the air at about 9:15 or so, give or take a few minutes with Buddy Sanji and I. We'll have reports from Knoxville. We'll have the stats, all that good stuff. LSU, Tennessee. We'll come back and hear from Coach Brady Hoke after this pause on Tigers Roar. Stay with us.
It's a mailbag. He knows who No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Woodburners, serving South Louisiana since 1977, is a family-owned and operated company with over 30 years of experience. They're the fireplace experts, providing upscale products at an affordable price. Fireplaces, glass doors, wood stoves and stove chimneys, mantles, screens, gas logs, and tool sets. Visit online at woodburnersinc.com. Call 225-752-2590 or stop by 10510 Airline Highway in Baton Rouge.
6, 5, 4, 3.
I'm back. Roger Cador here. Come watch Clarence Bugs and I as we team up to bring up all of the positive things taking place at Southern University in the state of Louisiana. It can all be seen on the Pelican Sports. That's the best one. That's it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's the best one.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com.
Continue with Tigers Roar. Brady Hoke. Butch Jones was fired on Sunday morning. He's the interim head coach. He was a head coach at Ball State, San Diego State, and most people probably heard of him because he was a head coach at Michigan. He was there for a few years, didn't work out, but he's been around.
Was that
a
the
little
Les
bit.
Miles?
He went when Miles didn't go. Correct.
Yeah.
And then of course Harbaugh followed Hoke up there, and now they're talking about Harbaugh going back to the NFL now. So who knows what that story will be. But we do know he's an interim head coach. He's been a head coach at place for 13 years, counting the 3 stops, including at Michigan, in the Big Ten, the big crowds, all that. I think, there was a planned boycott in Knoxville this weekend.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
Butch Jones was still the coach. Now their plans are like fill the stadium instead of don't fill the stadium.
Well, the administration never said to boycott. That was just some fan faction,
a fan
obviously,
faction said,
that did
let's not go. Now
we'll
the
see.
same group is saying, let's go because
We'll
it's Butch Jones. They got the change they were wanting because it's Brady Hoke now, not Butch Jones. But anyway, so Brady Hoke's been a head coach before, medium success. He went from Ball State to San Diego State due to success. Went from San Diego State to Michigan.
Was
due
he
to
a Michigan
success.
alum?
No, he played at Ball State actually.
Okay.
Defensive lineman, like Coach Orgeron. So you got a couple of deep voice defensive linemen gonna shake
Let's put
hands.
him in the middle of the field. Let him do a little
They'll
Oklahoma
shake hands
drill.
in Knoxville in the cold, rainy
The wild
weather.
tiger thing. Let him do the wild tiger that's gone by the wayside, and let's just get it over with.
The Big Cat drill.
Big Cat. That's the name.
Let's
of it.
get
Big
Brady
Cat.
Hoke for you. Here's the interim head coach of the Tennessee Volunteers.
Big Cat. That's it.
Like Zach said, I'd like to, make an opening statement and then go from there. First and foremost, I want to start with recognizing the hard work that Coach Jones and the effort that he and his family, Barb, Alex, Adam, and Andrew put into the program and put in the incredible job that he did for the University of Tennessee and Tennessee football. I want to thank John Curry for having the faith in this opportunity and Chancellor Davenport for their support. These last 2 games are only about one thing, and that's the seniors on this football team. And they have been part of 29 wins, 3 bowl wins, and they've laid a foundation for this program that was badly needed. And I think they're the ones who we play for. And so for the foundation they laid now and for the future, I think it's very positive.
What do you specifically, your coaching staff, and your players have to do to get back to a bowl game?
Well, I think we have to win 6, right? So it starts this Saturday, and we've got to have a great week of what we want to get done practice-wise. We've got to do a great week in the training room, in the weight room. We've got to be focused academically. We've got to be focused in meetings, and we've got to lean on each other. And we've got to understand that, it'd be great to take our seniors to a bowl game for their last year, maybe, or 10 months. It's really fun to see Vol Nation and how much they embrace and how passionate they are about Tennessee football. And, those passions go both ways. and we understand that. But I think when you look at it for the young people who play the game, because the game's much harder now than it used to be. And you all made it harder. And social media has made it harder. And so my point is they ought to be appreciated. You know, it's not like they've laid down, I can tell you that. It's not like they haven't practiced hard. It's not like they've not stayed together. And that's what and I think that's a tribute to Coach. And I think it's exciting, and that's why we're living in the present.
What diet is Brady Hoke on?
Lost some
he
weight.
lost
since
a
his
lot
vision.
since
Food
Ann
must
Arbor.
be better in Ann Arbor than Knoxville. I can't imagine that. But
going to Calhoun's on the river.
I've heard this a couple of times. You know, the interim coach, they all get fired up. Didn't work for Florida a couple of weeks ago.
No.
So I'll just leave it at that. Hadn't worked for Ole Miss. So, but that wasn't in the middle of the season.
The only way it works is if you allow that team to keep the adrenaline going and them to have early success. So the key in this game, to me, is quite obvious. LSU needs to get a good opening part of the game, take
fast.
control of the game, and Tennessee may just say, see you later.
Yeah, but if Tennessee gets off to a good start,
and all bets are off,
and they may get some confidence.
They got scholarship players too.
Yeah, they got SEC football
but
players.
they can't stop the run. They're even worse than Ole Miss.
Yeah,
They're even worse than Arkansas.
I think LSU wins. I think LSU covers the spread. I thought that
What
last
is the
week.
spread now?
15 and a half. So anyway, all right, we'll take a break, come back, and Jordy's got a basketball story for you. Then we're going to let you hear from Coach Will Wade. All of that's coming your way with more of Tigers Roar. Spread the roar. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, and on the internet at PelicanSportsTV.com. Stay with us.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-718-3516. 800-718-3516.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows, it's an honor to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
Accord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Accord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Accord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Accord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
We continue with Tigers Roar. Time to head to the hardwood. Will Wade and his Tiger team got the season underway with the win over Alcorn in the PMAC, 99-59 last week. Upcoming, they've got Samford from over in the state of Alabama, and then they head to Hawaii for the Maui Invitational, where they will open up against Michigan. So Tigers 1-0. Will Wade hasn't lost a game yet, and probably will beat Stanford this week. Speaking of heading to Hawaii, you have an interesting story from your days as a young coach on Dale Brown's staff.
By the way, before we get it, Will Wade said the things he was most pleased with, one, they played very hard, very energetically. Number two, they really shared the basketball. A lot of assists, 4 players in double figures. So, first year coaching, we are playing over.
This is the year after you were done playing.
We're playing in Hawaii, playing in a tournament in Hawaii, and we're flying. I went ahead of the team to make sure everything was set up straight and everything was hunky-dory. And we're flying, and there's nowhere to go. We fly through a hurricane. Literally fly through a hurricane. And we couldn't land at where we were supposed to land. We had to land on another island. That airport did not service the plane that we were on, so therefore all the luggage had to stay on the plane. They give us a hotel room. I get the first bird out the next morning, land where we're supposed to in Honolulu. We're staying in a towerous hotel on about the 25th floor. No electricity, no elevators. Up the staircase you go. Just have time to throw my luggage in the room, get a cab, and head out to the airport to meet the team. And the first person I see is Coach Brown. And Coach Brown, Coach, welcome. He goes, "Why do you look so bad? Have you been out all night? Did you sleep at all?" I said, "Coach, man, we flew through a hurricane. And we couldn't do it." So there's no electricity on the island. The first game we do inside this gym, they had to open up windows to let sunlight in, and we had to keep the score of the game on a chalkboard. One of our managers had to physically write the score, then erase it, write the score. It was traumatic. It was crazy.
That's incredible. I mean,
crazy.
I mean,
no electricity in a high rise.
You maybe don't know the answer, but why didn't they just not play the game? Or you had everybody there.
Everybody was there.
Everybody, nothing else to do in Hawaii.
There's only so many luau's you can go to. Got to go play.
So your trip to Hawaii was eventful.
Not very eventful.
Not good. Not an enjoyable event.
Not good.
Did they win any games?
Yeah, we won all our games.
They won the tournament.
Yeah, won the tournament.
Well, that was a pretty good team, though.
Yeah, I would think so.
Ethan Martin was there?
Pretty good team, yeah.
One of my favorite players.
Pretty good team.
Ethan was like, I mean, he just so calm and cool. Was he really calm and cool? Or he just looked like that.
He was a grandpa back when he was 18, 19, 20 years old.
He
slow
just had it.
and he nothing rattled him, but boy, he could.
He ran the show, didn't he?
He could play.
All right, Will
Both
Wade.
ends of the court.
Yeah, he was very, very good. I enjoyed watching him play. Will Wade met with the media after the game against Alcorn, and he was very gracious for the turnout by the crowd and his players. And off to a good start. Long way to go. There's going to be some bumps in the road. We know that. But here's I wanted you to hear from Coach Will Wade here right after the season opener.
Let's start by thanking everybody who came. Almost have 12,000 people in here. It was awesome. Appreciate everybody who came. I know there's a lot of other stuff going on with the football playoffs, and we got an early kickoff tomorrow. So it meant a lot to our guys, meant a lot to our team that everybody showed up. I thought the crowd was great. I thought the band was great. Having the extra band members there, Dr. Jones did a great job with them. So really, really appreciative of everybody who came out. As far as the game, I thought in the second half we did a better job of establishing the paint. It was 18-18 at halftime, and then we won the paint battle 42-30. So we really dominated them in the paint in the second half, which was important. We did a good job on the glass. We did a good job getting in the paint on offense, particularly in that second half. And I thought we did a nice job valuing the ball and forcing some of their turnovers. I was a little disappointed. We let them offensive rebound too much. They're a good offensive rebounding team. We let them get too many second chance opportunities, 17 second chance points. And I thought, we gave up too many open threes, even though they missed them. I thought we gave up too many open threes. I think our pressure got to them as the game wore on. I thought in the second half we were in great shape, and I think we just wore them down.
Tremont was pretty good. Is that what you expected of him in his debut?
You never know as a freshman, but we get to see that most days in practice. The last 10 days to 2 weeks, he's just been phenomenal in practice. And, we get to see that in practice, and you never know how it's going to be in a game, but he was certainly very good. Not every night's going to go like that now. Not every night's going to go like that. We wish it does, but obviously he scored 27 points, but to get 6 assists and 5 rebounds and 5 steals, that's a heck of a stat line right there. You can win a lot of games doing that. I thought him and Mays together really complemented each other. 12 assists, 2 turnovers. We'll take that every day, twice on Sunday.
Well, they shared the ball. It seemed like when they were out there having some fun.
Yeah, 18 assists on 36 baskets. That's not bad. I thought we did share the ball. We found the open guy. I thought we took great shots. I always tell our guys, every time that ball's in your hand, you got LSU in your hand. You got State of Louisiana in your hand. You got to make good decisions. You got to take great shots with it. You got to make things. You got to make positive things happen. And I thought our guys did that tonight. That ball popped around. Thought we had good movement on offense. They play primarily zone. We did a really nice job against their zone. Forced them to come out in man, and they're not quite as efficient in man, and that showed.
Talked so much this offseason about defense, holding them under 60 points, under 40% from the field. Is this a step towards?
Yeah, we should have been better, man. We put some of those guys in at the last 10 minutes. They should have scored around 50. But, I thought our intensity was good. Now we got tape. We got to get better. We got a lot of stuff we can correct. But I thought our intensity was good. Our guys did a good job. They made some adjustments based on what they were doing. We probably had the matchups messed up. They kind of messed with their starting lineup. They did something we didn't expect with their starting lineup, playing the JUCO kid instead of number 5. And so we had our matchups messed up, which let Mosby get going a little bit early. And then the game really changed. We kind of took it from an 8 to 10 point game to up near 20. When we put Skyler on Mosby, he couldn't score as much. He was a little bit bigger defender. And I think that really helped us.
Brandon Sampson, perfect from the floor. What did you think of his performance?
He was good. Sam, I don't think it's much secret. I've been pretty hard on him. I don't think there's any secret. I've been, downright brutal. And he's really responded. A lot of people wouldn't respond like he has, and that's why I put him out there to start tonight. Some of the other guys didn't step up quite like I was hoping they would step up in practice, but he responded. To go through and I was pretty tough on him. I've been tough on him in the film sessions. I've been on him. He probably feels like he couldn't breathe without me finding something wrong with his breath. But the way he responded was important. And I've told Sam, and this is true. He was perfect from the field tonight. But I think his game has gotten to the point where he doesn't have to make shots to help us. I don't think he has to make shots to help us, and that's what we want. He shot it well tonight, but we need nights where he doesn't make a ton of shots where he can still really help us.
At what point did you decide that Brandon was going to be the starter in that question mark spot?
Last night, or yesterday afternoon before practice, I just kind of said, he's responded well. I was kind of stubborn. I just really didn't want to start him. Just to be honest, I was real stubborn. But at the end of the day, you get what you earn. And some of the other guys didn't step up quite like I was hoping they would step up in the practice, given the opportunity. And he did step up, and he did a really nice job, and he deserved it. And he played well tonight. He did. He played well. I thought he guarded well. He had some blocks. He was flying around the court. I thought our whole team was flying around the court, which was good to see.
What compels you to handle Brandon this way, particularly kind of push those buttons?
I push him with everybody. It's not just Brandon, but mean, for us to be a really good team, obviously our point guard's pretty good, right? You guys have you probably got a pretty good sense that I like Mays, right? Probably pretty good sense I like Wop. And Combs pretty good down there now, as you saw tonight. I have an infatuation with Epps, right? Epps is a good player. We didn't even have Epps tonight. We'd have gotten 100 if we had Epps. But and Sims is good too. So that leaves one spot where we're not as comfortable, right? Leaves one spot. So thus, that's where you start looking at your options at that spot and how we can push the right button to get the best guy out there.
You get a little fist bump when you get the numbers. Just how important was that to you?
That's huge. I mean, I fist bumped with Kent because Kent did a great job. I mean, we were doing a media tour all week, and he did a phenomenal job. And then Kyle in marketing did a great job. We went to the student union today. I mean, we've been all over the place. And so it was a team effort. I mean, that was our goal was 11-5. That was the largest opening day crowd. And so our goal was 11-5, and Kent kind of slipped me the piece of paper with 2 minutes left. It showed me the attendance, and that was just kind of the cherry on top. But man, we've been working hard. Our marketing people. I mean, we were driving back from the student union today. It was our last thing at the lunch today. I went in there and went nuts with the students at lunch. And I told Kyle we were driving back. I said, Kyle, man, the hay's in the barn. We've done everything we can do. You've done a great job. We've done a great job. Everybody's done as best they can do. Let's see how it goes. Like we've worked our tail off. Let's see how it goes. And then, just to see the people respond. I mean, just was everybody. The band sounded great. We went and met with the band. Dr. Jones, who's directing the Bengal Brass. I mean, those guys were awesome. We doubled their membership for this game, moved them up so it sounded better. Just everything. They got some new songs. I mean, just everything. It was a culmination of a lot of hard work from a lot of people. I mean, we've had at least 5 meetings in my office with upwards of 10 to 12 people, of them just listening to me bark out orders about what we want and how we're going to do it and what the ideas are, and it was really, really well executed by everybody. And at the end of the day, people got to spend the time to come out. Kent's idea was the $1 tickets. That was a really good idea. I think we should continue that, Kent. We need to meet on that on Monday.
Going back to Brandon Sampson, after making the decision to start him, was it nice to see him get going early on defense, get the steal and the block early? Yeah, it was great. I mean, he knows what we're looking for. He knows what we're looking for. He knows what gets me excited. So he knew that we expected him to guard. I thought Sims did a good job today too. That kid 24 is a good player. He's preseason conference player of the year in their league now. You covered him. I mean, he was a killer in high school. We recruited the heck out of him at Chattanooga, and he's a good player. And so we did a good job. He got a little loose there at the end, but he didn't do a whole lot against our main guys. Sims set the tone with them.
Your guards seem to out-rebound your forwards, at least when you're starting 5.
Yeah, that's been an issue. We got to get our bigs rebounded. I'd like to tell you, I got to go watch the film. I'd like to tell you it's because they're holding their block out so well, and then the other guys are swooping in and getting them. That's what I'm going to go with until I watch the film.
When you grabbed the microphone after the game, was that something you planned on, or was that a spontaneous?
No, Kyle kind of mentioned it to me down the golf cart. He said, hey, if we win and we get this record, will you talk to the fans? I said, well, if we win, I'll be so happy. I'll probably do whatever you want me to do. But, we do want to, there's a lot of options, and for people to come out and support. Look, it was a leap of faith. It was a leap of faith to come tonight. Yeah, this guy's been talking all this stuff for 8 months. Is this thing for real or what? And so maybe some people came to see if it was for real. Hopefully they left feeling good. We're not going to win every game. That's not the way it goes, but I think you saw a workman-like effort. I think you saw guys that were into it. I think you saw a bench that was into it. I think you saw a real workman-like effort. And I think the people, the LSU people and people in Louisiana respect that.
That is Coach Will Wade, and again, they are in the PMAC on Thursday night against Samford before heading over to Hawaii to compete in a tournament where they'll actually open up with Michigan. Hey, on the radio end, Pelican Sports Radio, we get into conference play. We're going to have some ticket giveaways for you, so be sure to tune in to Pelican Sports Radio on weekday afternoons from 3 to 5 p.m. All right, we heard from Will Wade. There's a lot of new basketball players on the team. We want to begin helping get you familiar with these new guys. Here's some comments from some of these Tiger players, some of the new guys right after the opening win over Alcorn State.
How do you feel like that tonight? Just being able to get out there and control this game.
It felt good. Just want to thank the crowd that came today and supported us. It was a great atmosphere, and it was fun. It was fun playing in front of 11,000, was it?
Yeah, 11. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. That was just. I felt like Trey, Sam, Sky, everybody contributed today. Even the bench guys. Galen came off the bench, did what he was supposed to do, knocked down a three, got one dunk, gave us energy. I feel like guys did what they're supposed to do today.
Trey, just kind of talk about the job that he did. I mean, if you guys seen this in practice, just talk about his performance tonight.
Oh yeah, he was hot today. He wasn't missing. So we just say, hey man, keep going till they can stop it. They couldn't stop it, so he just kept going. He played a great game.
Against a team like Alcorn, was maybe the game plan initially to get the ball into you against a smaller lineup, but then he kind of just takes over, so y'all kind of just change it and get it to him, or?
Yeah, it was just because we knew they were gonna play the zone the whole game. They're not gonna really defend us one-on-one, and so because I knew that I was gonna get like them easy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna get double teams and it's gonna be more compact inside. So I felt like guys on the outside was gonna make some shots tonight and just kick the ball out.
Have you been working on passing on the double team? That pass you made to Darryl was really good.
Yeah, I have, but there's a couple of times where the coach gonna get on me. I know he's gonna get on me, but there's some passes where I ain't get out, and I'm expecting it. So
you were starting tonight. Is it before or?
I don't know, to be honest. I just got to come in and practice every day and just apply the things that I learned on my mistakes and things like that. And I guess I just got into the side lineup. So
you feel like? You started kind of on fire on offense. What was going on early?
I think we were just clicking. We were just passing the ball. Everybody was sharing the ball. Nobody was looking to shot hunt or anything like that. We shared the ball. We get good looks. We take the shot and we knock them down. And, that gave us a lot of momentum just going forward. And I think people got good shots and they took those shots and we went in. And so they just kept building on our momentum.
For you, defensively, 2 blocks, 2 steals. It seems like you were kind of locked in on that side of the ball tonight. Huh?
Yeah, I was trying to not only focus on just offense, just trying to be a weapon as well on defense, just not trying to contribute to the game with my offense, just trying to do things like rotating on the backside, getting my hands, tips and deflection on balls and things like that. I think I did solid. I could do better most definitely, but I think I did all right with it.
How do you think Trey did tonight?
Yeah, it was he ran the show tonight. But it was exciting. Just know you got a guy, that a freshman that can do that, go out there, is capable of doing that offensively as well as defensively. He got a couple back tips, he got a couple steals. He just facilitated for other guys and things like that. So, it was really exciting just seeing that,
Did you steal Skyler's alley-oop on the one that Tremont threw?
I don't know. I started to. I knew Sky was going to let me get it. So I know, okay. It was something. We know that, but we know who was going to.
I get on bad games, and tonight was just my night. My teammates kept talking to me, and I did what I usually do.
This was a different looking kind of basketball, a lot more fun. Obviously, you guys shared the ball a lot more. How important is that, I guess, having the results you want?
We have a lot of pieces. Everyone can pretty much shoot. Wap is really good in the paint. Samson can shoot the ball. He can get to the basket. Skyler is a good shooter. So I feel like we have a lot of pieces to the puzzle, and as soon as we connect them, like we did tonight, and just keep building on that, we're going to be pretty good.
How different was this from the Tulane game for you? Just in terms of the speed of the game, was it a lot different, or you just felt more comfortable?
No, I think I just felt more comfortable. My teammates, they were really good at helping me stay calm and everything, so I feel like it was just a comfort thing.
When that first shot went in, how good did it feel did you kind of feel then that it was going to be a good night?
Well, my first shot was a free throw. So I just played.
From the field?
Yeah. 3?
Yeah.
I never really focused on one play. I always just make a play, move on to the next one. So after that, I just knew my shot was gonna go in. So I just kept shooting.
Sorry, when you're in the zone like that, are guys just telling you just keep shooting?
Yeah, most definitely. My team, Skyler and Sam, everyone on the bench, they were just like, Trey, just keep going, like keep shooting. And obviously you're hot, so just keep making the water flow. The last thing is water. They kept saying that.
Did you think that even before the game, you're thinking about what you can do? Did you think you could have a game like this tonight?
I was really just coming out trying to run my team and just get a win. I wasn't focused on scoring. I'm never really focused on. I'm not a me person. I always try to make the extra pass and everything. It was just my night.
Here on Tigers roll. We go from the hardwood to the diamond. LSU baseball concluded their fall workouts with the Purple and Gold Series. Here's Coach Paul Mainieri with a recap of the Tiger fall baseball program.
Chris, I think we got an awful lot done. I think we're better today than we were when we started 6 weeks ago, but we still have a long way to go. There's no question about it. I think we learned a lot about different players this fall. We're further along with our pitching staff, obviously, than we were when we started the fall. But we still got a lot of work to do there to have the kind of championship staff that we desire to have at LSU. I think our lineup is coming around. There's still a little bit of fluidity there, and we're going to figure out what the best combination is, and we'll go into the spring a certain way and see how the 3 weeks of preseason work out before we open up on February 16th. But I like the team. I think we got a chance. But I do think we still have a ways to go before we're the kind of team that can challenge for an SEC title and beyond. But I think the potential is there, and I think we're going to keep improving, and they're going to be a fun group to work with.
Cam Sanders pitched tonight. Saw him strike out one guy on 92-mile-an-hour fastball, and then 76 on a curve. And
hey, Cam's got electric stuff, and his 3 outings before tonight were all ascending. They were all getting better and better. I thought tonight he showed flashes. Wasn't as consistent as he had been in the last 3 outings. There were times when he was downright electric and overpowering, really. He's got an outstanding curveball and changeup to go with a fastball. But for him, it just begins and ends with fastball command. If he gets his fastball in the strike zone, he sets up his other pitches, and at times tonight he didn't do that, but at times he did. And when he did, he was electric. When he didn't, he was pretty pedestrian. So, we got a ways to go with him, but I think he's got a bright future, and I think he's going to keep improving.
We've seen all the freshman pitchers these 3 nights. Devin Fontenot tonight.
Yeah.
The thoughts on?
Devin has had a tremendous fall. Tonight was probably the least sharp that he was all fall. Normally, he threw a bullpen session a couple of days ago. I thought I was watching Aaron Nola. Everything was just boom, boom, right where he wanted it. And tonight, I could even tell when he was warming up in the bullpen, he just didn't have quite the same rhythm and the same, control of himself, and consequently his pitches were not. He didn't control his pitches as well. And the whole night on the mound during the game, I think, was a struggle for him. To his credit, he battled through. He only gave up the 1 run, and it only scored when he kind of tripped on the mound and threw a wild pitch. But it was the first run he's given up the entire fall in about 16 or 17 innings. So he distinguished himself this fall, and I'm excited about the spring with him.
You saw Fiducia throw out a runner at second. Yeah. Got a hit tonight. I think that's 4 in these 3 games.
Let me tell you, Fiducia is going to be one of our better players. He's an outstanding player. He's going to make us a better team. Defensively and offensively. One of my biggest concerns going into the fall was replacing Papierski. I think I told everybody that. But I think Hunter Fiducia is going to be a really good player for us. Very solid behind the plate, throws runners out. We had several great blocks on pitches in the dirt tonight. And he threw, like I said, he threw the runner out, and then he hit that ball hard against a left-handed pitcher. It doesn't matter if it's right-handers or left-handers for him. He's got the kind of swing that's just going to hit everybody. And he's going to be a really good player for us, no doubt.
What are some of the similarities and differences with him and Pap?
I think their throwing is very similar, about the same arm strength, and they're both very accurate. I think Pap probably has a notch better than Fiducia on just his receiving of pitches, but Fiducia's not bad, and he's getting better. I think they're about the same on blocking balls in the dirt. Pap has more power, but Fiducia has more consistency. So, no 2 players are exactly the same, but I don't think we're going to take a drop off at all with Fiducia. I think Pap was a really great player for us, and I don't think we'll skip a beat with Fiducia back there.
You've talked about Hal Hughes, shortstop, liking what you see there, and maybe kind of playing his way into a lineup spot. Is there anybody else that sort of made things a little more interesting at a position?
I thought Nick Webb had a really good fall. He didn't really distinguish himself in these 3 games here, which I was a little disappointed. But hitting comes and goes, and they only get in a 5-inning game, a couple of at-bats, so it's pretty hard to get into a real groove. But Nick had a good fall. I thought he made some real strides for us. I thought Chris Reed had a really solid fall. You keep thinking that Reed's not going to, play a vital role, and then he just keeps playing and getting hits and making plays. I wish he could run a little faster and maybe had a little bit more power, but he's just a ball player. So he'll have some sort of a role if it's coming off the bench for us or whatever. But overall, I think we know who the players are that we're going to be able to count on, and we just got to figure out the right combinations.
A year ago, it seemed Eric Walker and Zach Hess had kind of pitched their way into being starters for you. You have a lot of spots open in that starting rotation now.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that you feel like has kind of pitched their way where you can comfortably say, this might be my rotation?
Not necessarily. I think Caleb Gilbert, of course,
right.
and Zach Hess, we know what he can do.
Right.
And we're going to go into the spring with Zach Hess as a starting pitcher, and hopefully he can hold on to that. The candidates, are pretty obvious. I think Cam Sanders is a candidate. I think Todd Peterson had a really good fall. He was okay in this Purple Gold World Series, not as good as he had been, in the weeks leading up to it. And I think A.J. Labus is a freshman that maybe could take on to a starting job as well. But remember now, we're going to take a break now. We come back to practice January 10th with individual work, and then we start practice endurance 3 weeks before opening day. So it's almost like having a whole nother fall practice prior to the start of the season. So we'll see what kind of shape guys show up in, and how much they learn from the fall and how much they retain when they come back. And then, by the time that February 16th rolls around, when we're playing Notre Dame, I think we'll have a good plan in place for the season.
All right, as we wrap up this week's edition of Tigers Roar, it's LSU Tennessee Saturday night in Knoxville. The Pelican Sports post-game show will hit the air at about 9:15 with Buddy Sanji and I. We'll get a report from Knoxville with Ronnie Rance of Sports Shorts Radio and Sports Shorts TV. And Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com will have the stats. Most importantly, we'll take your phone calls and your text messages immediately following the game. You know the drill. Simulcast radio and TV. There you have it. We will be here next week with another edition of Tigers Roar, albeit Thanksgiving week. We hope Thanksgiving week's wonderful for all people out there, everybody, and your families and your friends, all that good stuff. If you have not liked us on Facebook yet, please do so. The Facebook page is Pelican Broadcasting. Twitter account is @Pelican Sports. And don't forget our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting, where if you missed Tigers Roar, you can see Tigers Roar postgame, the Roger Kadar Show, Sports Shorts, all of that at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. On behalf of the entire Pelican crew and Jordy Hultberg, I'm Tommy Kreis, and you've been watching Tigers Roar. Spread the roar.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
6, 5, 4, 3.
I'm back. Roger Kadar here. Come watch Clarence Bugs and I as we team up to bring up all of the positive things taking place at Southern University in the state of Louisiana. It can all be seen on the Pelican Sports. That's the best one. That's it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's the best one.